funny, well, it wasn't funny at the time, but I wanted to do a funny story time for you guys because I've been seeing a bunch of them. They are fucking hilarious. So I wanted to do one of my own. But before I start this video, make sure you guys subscribe and like this video if you guys like it. And to anybody that's new here, hey, I'm Gigi and welcome to my channel. Okay, so to start off, I just want to set the scene for you guys, okay? So I was in my senior year in high school, and if you guys don't know, I live in Maryland, and I live in Baltimore, Maryland, and I'm pretty sure you guys heard of it. But this morning I was on my way to the bus stop because you take the regular city bus to go to school. So I was on my way to the bus stop, and you know, it was a regular day. And it was actually the day of finals. So if you know, and you're a senior and it's finals, I mean, that's like your last step basically before you fucking graduate. So you're like, let me go, let me hurry up, take this final real quick. So it's so funny because that day I was actually late. So my day was already starting off like not on the right foot. I'm like rushing to the bus stop, I'm walking, and the bus stop was probably like, I would say maybe like 4 blocks from my house, 4 or 5 blocks from my house, and not long blocks either. So you know, I just walked to the bus stop and I looked crazy that day, I remember. So I'm at the bus stop and I'm waiting for the bus and I'm already late, so I'm like, oh my fucking god, where is this bus at? So I start looking at my phone. Okay, before I keep going, actually let me just rewind a little bit and keep setting the scene for you. So at the bus stop, it's at a corner of not a main street, but it's like, it's not even a big street, but a lot of students are always on that street. There's like multiple bus stops on that street. So a lot of students are always there in the morning, and a lot of people going to work on the bus are on that bus stop. So it's never like empty. There's a corner store right down the street that there's people always going in and out of. It's morning time, so it's like really not busy, but like, you know, there's motherfuckers on the street. So I get to the bus stop and I stand there or whatever. Like, yo, where is this bus? I'm about to be fucking late, and if I miss this stupid ass final, they're gonna try and play with me. Like, I don't know. I was just panicking because I'm like, I'm a senior, I gotta take my final, like, what the fuck. So I'm waiting on the bus stop and I'm like in a rush, I'm kind of sweating a little bit. I mean, I'm on my phone. I'm on my phone and I start looking on Google Maps. So I don't know if you guys do this, but if you take like buses or trains or whatever the fuck, like public transportation period, you can go on Google Maps and like type in your destination and shit, and it'll tell you like when the next bus is supposed to come. And that's what I always do, especially when I was in school, when I was taking buses like every day. Like, that's how I would know when the bus was coming, so that's how I would know when to walk to the bus stop. So that day I didn't do that in my house or at home. I just walked to the bus stop because I was so late. So when I got to the bus stop, I started looking at, I went on Google Maps and I'm trying to find out when the next bus is coming. So I checked and it said the bus should be coming in like 1 or 2 minutes or something like that. I don't remember, but it was coming like really soon. So I'm like, okay. So I'm still on my phone like this, and someone just went like from behind me. They grabbed my phone out of my hand. Now, I did not panic. Like, I remember exactly how I felt at this moment. I didn't panic because I'm like, because I always see my friends or someone I know or just someone at this bus stop, like students. So I'm thinking it's one of my friends and they being annoying and they're just like playing around with me. So I'm like, and I look, and this person literally just like fucking bolted. Like, they just ran down the motherfucking street. So for like those couple of seconds, like, it sounds like it took mad long for me to realize, but it didn't. It was like a matter of seconds that this all happened. Like a matter of seconds, and I'm like, who is that? And I just turn around. I didn't even panic when someone snatched my phone out of my hand. I'm like, no big deal. I thought it was one of my friends, so I turn around and I realized that it was some kid, and like some skinny little kid. Like, you could tell he was little. You know how when you see someone that's even a little bit taller, you could still tell that they're like on the younger side because they're just so skinny, or they just have like that, like, I don't know, childlike stature. I don't know. But he was taller than me, but I'm pretty short. So he was taller than me, but I could tell he was like a kid. This is like all the stuff that went in my mind, like went through my mind in like a matter of like fucking 5 seconds, 3 seconds. So I see him run, and before I do anything, I look around. Because I'm like, there's mad motherfucking people on this bus stop. By the time I realized he just started running. Like, he just, like, started running. So before I do anything, I look around. Because I'm thinking, I'm a girl, I'm a woman, I'm, like, obviously a fucking student. I have my school uniform on, I'm a student. And some boy just snatched my phone out of my hand. Someone's gonna fucking help me. I look around. I swear to God, motherfuckers are looking at me like, bitch, you're not gonna help me. So I was like so surprised. I was amazed that everybody just literally looked at me like, bitch, what you gonna do? So I'm like, oh my fucking goodness. So before I noticed it, I'm like, fuck this, like it just clicked in my mind. Fuck the shit, I'm about to go get my phone. Fuck no, they're not just gonna snatch something out of my hand and I would just be like, oh, my phone. Like, so before I knew it, I threw my book bag on the floor. Now mind you, I don't give a fuck about my book bag. Who cares? Who's gonna steal my book bag? Even though I wouldn't have been surprised if someone fucking stole my book bag. But anyway, it wasn't even a book bag. It was like one of those side little things that you like put over your side, and it's kind of like a I don't want to say satchel because I don't even know what the fuck that is. It just sounds like it is what it is. Anyway, so I like ripped it off over me and I dropped it on the floor. Now this person is probably like 1/3 down that street already. The street he started running down. Now the block that he did run down, I remember it was a fucking long ass block. Like, it was long. So me, by the time I ripped my book bag off and decided I'm gonna fucking run after him, that's what's gonna happen, he was already like 1/3 down the street, like I just said. And the funny thing is, let me just say this, the funny thing is that I don't know if it was my senior year. No, it was. I don't know if it was my senior year or the year before that I took track. But I'm a short ass person. I'm 5'2", so I'm really short. So, and my legs are really small, duh. So automatically you're not gonna think I'm fast. So anyway, the point is that I took track like the year before or that year, I can't remember. And I was really slow when I first started, but I learned the little things that you do to make yourself faster, or like how to like bounce off the balls of your feet when you're running. Like, I'm not trying to say I'm a track star, but you feel me, I felt like I knew a little something about running fast. So I'm like, so the first thing that popped into my mind is like get in my running stance. So I didn't get in my running stance like ready, set, no, but when I started running how they taught you to run in track practice. So it was so funny because it was so funny because I had a coach, and he, like, his fucking go-to line during track practice was bang them hammers, bang them hammers. So you don't know what the fuck that means. It means basically like when you run to go like this, to bang your hammers, because it doesn't make you faster, but it kind of improves your speed and improves your stance, so it makes you go faster. So, like, this is what's banging your hammers. That's what the fuck that is. So, when I'm running, all I'm thinking about is, yo, bang them fucking hammers. Like, I was running, like, for the life of me, and I was running, like, I felt like I looked so hilarious, but I did not care. I was trying to run as fast as I possibly could. Now, I don't know if you guys know, but if something that is like really crazy happens to you, you get like a boost of adrenaline. And I know people heard that before, but I heard it before, but like nothing really crazy ever happened to me. So I'm realizing like, yo, I'm running for a long ass time. Like I said, this is a long ass block and it's the morning time. I didn't even eat breakfast, I'm pretty sure. So I'm fucking positive that I did not have the energy, or like wouldn't have had the energy to run that far, that fast. I'm telling you, I think I was like speed. Like, I thought I was going so fast, and I actually was, I think. But, like, I'm in no way, shape, or form ready to run this fast or, like, you know, react like this. But
it was the adrenaline, I felt that shit. Like, I started running, I was running super fucking fast as I could with my tiny ass legs.
Now, this boy, I'm pretty sure he did it to me because I'm a girl on purpose, thinking, like, you feel me, I'm not going to have to beat her up to take her phone. I could just snatch it and run, and then she's going to be like, oh my god. So I'm running, and like when I first started running, I was like running and cursing at him. He was a really, like, not really tall, but he was taller than me, and he had like really long legs. I remember he was like a slinky little kid. Like, he looked like a little kid, which is what blew my fucking mind and made me even madder. So he kind of stopped not stopped running, but he almost started jogging. Like, I think it was like halfway down the street, which made me so mad. I'm like, this motherfucker underestimated me. He thinks he's gonna steal my phone and get away with it. But anyway, so I'm running, and then I remember that, like, it was like we got down that block already, that long ass block, and he turns. So when he turned, that's when he really started doing like that jog. You know how when you're running really fast and you try and stop yourself, so you like try and like do really big strides and like slow down? Well, anyway, that's what he was doing. So I'm mad as shit. I'm sweating. I'm like, at this point the adrenaline is pumping, and I'm like, the only thing I'm thinking about is, yo, when I catch him, I'm gonna fuck him up. I'm gonna fuck him up. Like, if I got beat up, I would be okay with it, because at least, you know what I'm saying, at least I caught him. Like, I could say, you know, I caught his ass. But anyway, so by the time he turned, he started slowing down or whatever. He wasn't even putting any effort into running anymore. So I get around the corner. I finally, because I wasn't that far behind him, so by the time I turned the corner, I noticed him slow down running. So I was like, you better give me my fucking phone, something. I'm like, I don't know what I'm saying. I was just super mad. I felt like I was ready for whatever. So I'm like, okay, whatever. So he noticed, like, he turned around, like, he had a hoodie on. So his hoodie, like, you know how when you turn and you have a hoodie, you can't really see. So he turned, and like, I guess he just got a glimpse that I was behind him, that I actually like followed him. And he was like, oh shit, and he kept running. Like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. Because I'm pretty sure he's not gonna like beat up a girl. So he's probably like, you know, like, let me run, whatever. At that point, I'm getting really tired. I just ran down a long ass block. Like I said, I have jeans on. You know what I'm saying? I'm not ready to run. I'm not in any way, shape, or form like ready to run this far. Or I'm surprised that I ran as far as I did. So I started slowing down, but I feel like I'm about to fucking pass the fuck out. And I felt so fucking weak. I'm like, oh my god, like all this energy that was supposed to go towards my final exam. But anyway, so I start slowing down, because I'm like, you know what, I'm not going to catch him. And it starts coming into my mind, like, I start realizing, like, what am I going to do? Fight a grown-ass, like, boy? Like, Julian, what are you thinking? So I start realizing, like, how just stupid I'm being, how crazy I'm being right now. So I start slowing down, and I see these two men. So this boy's running, and the two guys are on the opposite side of the street. We're on this side, and he's still running. And the guys, they're two grown men, like older men, like probably like 40, 39, 40, 45, something, I don't know. They're older men. But they don't look like, you know, obese. So I'm like, oh my god, these motherfuckers can help me. They gonna get my phone, and they gonna catch him, so when I get up there, I could kick his ass in the face. So I'm like, oh, he stole my phone, can you get him? Like, can you catch him? Like, now thinking about it, it's kind of like a crazy thing to ask somebody in the morning. They're gonna be like, what? But you know what I'm saying? I'm thinking, like, they're grown men. They see me in distress. I'm a woman. They gonna help me. So I'm like jogging at this point, and I know they just see me run fast as shit around the corner. So they seen what was happening. You feel me? And they're looking. So I'm like, oh, he stole my phone. He got my phone. He got my phone. Like, I'm yelling, like, can you help me with something? These men, they just stare at me. They're like, I'm like, are you serious? Like, even if you're not, like, alright, if you're a grown man, and you feel me, and you know you don't live in the best part of the town, you don't live in the best part of the city, you feel me, I get it. You might not want to get yourself involved, because what if this kid, like, what if he's not a little kid? What if he just looked like that, and he, like, you know what I'm saying, that, like, he crazy. What if he crazy? I get it, but they could have been like, oh, like, they could have act like they cared. They didn't act like they gave a fuck. Like, they were just like, they looked at me like, who the fuck? I was so upset and hurt that I started cussing these men out. Like, I'm like, because like I said, you could have at least been like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm not going to run, but like, I'm really sorry. Like, do you live close? Like, you know what I'm saying? You don't know what's wrong with me. You don't know if I live around there. Like, you don't know what happened. You don't know, like, what he just did. And you just see someone running away. And I mean, I don't know. So anyway, I start cursing them out. I'm like, fuck y'all. Like, thinking about it now, that was so mean. But I was really upset, and they just, like, was being so mean. I don't know. Because you should have seen how they looked at me, y'all. Like, you should have seen, like, it would have hurt your feelings. They was just like, who the fuck? Who she think she is? Like, it was, anyway. So I like start yelling at them, cursing and everything, and they're like, they just still don't care. This kid is all the way up the street, and I remember him making a turn up. Now, around where I used to live, because this is where I used to live, the streets, it's like a grid. I can't explain it. Okay, like if you come down the street and then turn and come up the next street, you're going to be 1 block from where you was. You know what I mean? Like it's a perfect square. Like you could go around the block in a perfect square almost. So where this kid was running, and the fact that he turned up, I know he was going to be back up almost where the bus stop was. And probably he kept running, so past there, which I lived up. So I lived up anyway. So I'm like, alright, fuck this. These guys aren't helping me. I didn't catch him. Let me go find something else to do. Because at this point, I just put all my energy into this. So I'm like, we gonna catch him. Like, I'm gonna find him. I'm gonna catch him. So I run back. Like I backtrack, I run back to the bus stop. My book bag was still there, miraculously. The bus just came and everybody just got on the bus. And while everybody's getting on the bus, I'm like making the decision, do I like try and go to school right now? Like what happens? So before I could even decide, before I even reached my book bag, like which was on the corner where the bus stop is, the bus doors close and it drives away. So not only am I later than I even anticipated being, the bus just left me, my phone just got stolen, it's finals. I'm just like tripping. I'm just like,
What the fuck's like the worst day ever?
So I pick up my book bag, and I just remember this fat man that was standing right next to me, like this big guy. And I just remember when my phone first got stolen, I looked at him first because he was the one right next to me, and he's this big dude. He's like this big brawly dude. So I'm like, help us sister out, like. What? But he didn't do anything. He looked at me like, like what you gonna do? So I remember when he wasn't getting on that bus. So when I came back to get my book bag after the whole chasing thing, back to get my book bag, he was still standing there like. My hair is fucked up, I'm out of breath, I'm sweating. My voice is raspy from yelling at him, at the kid that stole it, and at the fucking guys that wouldn't help me.
So I'm just like, you don't care. I really didn't care. So.
I'm like, fuck it, I'm running to my house, and at the time my boyfriend was at my house. So I'm like, I'm gonna run to the house, I'm gonna go get him, and we gonna find him. So I take my book bag, and like, I don't know why, but the first thing that came to my mind was, before he gets far, let me hurry up, let me hurry up. So I'm like, I just ran a fucking block fast as shit, let me just jog to my house. So I start running to my house, which is like I said, like 4 or 5 blocks away. So I start running, I'm like so tired at this point, like so exhausted. I finally get to my house, and I bang on the door. I'm like, open the door, open the door, open the door, like trying to rush, like.
The whole time, in my mind, I'm just thinking about, yo, he can't get that far. He has to live around here.
This boy was just on the bus stop, just like lurking for somebody. So his ass must live close for him to think, oh, I'm gonna steal the phone and then just run home. He's not just gonna be in a random part of town stealing people's shit. You don't know who's who. You know, so I knew he lived around there. So like I said, all I'm thinking is, this gotta happen fast before he gets too far or whatever. Like we could probably still see him, like he'll probably get like blocks away and be like, alright, I'm cool, and start walking. And then I'll notice his jumpsuit and his like his stature, and I'll be like, that's him. I get to my house, I start banging on the door. I'm like, open the door, open the door. And my boyfriend was in the living room at that time. I remember he slept over that night, so he was sleeping on the couch. So he opens the door, he's like, oh my god, what happened, what happened? So I'm like yelling, I'm like,
get your shoes on now, trust me, like just get your shoes on, get your stuff on right now, and like let's go right now, like come with me, hurry up.
So he's still like, what? And it's making me mad that he's not just getting with the program, but like now I understand that if someone just come in like, get your shit on, let's go, you're gonna be like, whoa, what the fuck? So I tell him, I'm like, someone just stole my phone, we gotta go catch him. I know he's still around here, I know he's down the block somewhere, I know we could find him if we just walk around. Like, get your stuff on, let's go, let's go, let's go. So he's like, whoa, 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 chill out, chill out, chill out. Like, relax, okay, so where we lived is not the safest place, whatever. But at the moment, I'm just like super mad, so I'm not even paying attention to any of that. I'm not paying attention to the fucking danger I just put myself in by chasing this boy down, let alone trying to find him. So he's like he's like, look, I'll go walk around, what was he wearing, and I'm gonna go see if I can see anybody. If not, I'm just gonna come back and we'll just get you a new phone, like chill out. You shouldn't be chasing people, you shouldn't have chased him down in the first place. So I'm like, in my head, I'm just like,
fuck this, let's go. Like, I don't care what you're talking about.
So he goes by himself, and it's making me mad. Like, in my mind, I stay in the house because I'm like, you know what, it was dangerous for me to do that, and it's too early for all this stuff. I need to call my school and speak to someone about me missing my finals. That's what I need to worry about. I'm thinking, like, how is he gonna find him? Like, without me there, like, I need to be the one to point his ass out and help him fuck him up. Like, I need to help him. Like, it's not, this is my, like, in my mind, I'm just like, I don't want you to find him. The only reason I want you to come with me is because he's a boy. So, in case, you know, in case he's strong, you need to help me. But that was the only reason. So, I'm so mad that I stayed in the house. I'm like,
oh my god, like, oh, I wanted to go so bad.
So, my mom comes downstairs because she was asleep. She was asleep, so after all the screaming and the banging, she comes downstairs, she's like, oh my god, what happened? What's going on? Blah, blah. And I tell her, I'm like, Mom, someone just stole my phone directly out of my hands. I chased him down, but I couldn't catch up to them. And Kyron is going to look and see if he sees anybody with almost similar, I don't know, the similar description of what I told Kyron. I mean, my boyfriend. So she's like, relax, relax, relax. She's like, you know, it's okay. Like, and at that time, a lot of people's phones were getting stolen when it was like a thing. Like, people would just run up to you. And a lot of the time, like, I heard this story about this girl that went to my school, that some kid actually, like, punched her in the face and stole her phone. So I'm like, it's all coming to me like, thank God he didn't just, like, knock me out and take my phone. Like, at least he just took it out my hand. So I'm, like, kind of calming down, but I'm still really, really upset. I'm still, like, that adrenaline is still pumping. So I'm like, no, 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 I need my phone. It's not the fact of my phone, it's the principle. That's all I kept saying. It's the principle. You're not going to just, like, I'm a woman. That is just so crazy to me. Why did you do that to a guy or a male, or why would you do it to a woman? Like, that is so weak to me. So, like, the fact that you did that weak-minded ass shit, I'm gonna catch you and we gonna fight. Like, you might beat me up, but so I'm like talking to my mom. She was like, you should call the cops and you should make a report. You should make a report. And I'm like, Mom, they're not gonna do anything. A report about a stolen phone, like, and it's not like I had like some crazy like news type of phone. Like, I had a Galaxy, so it was just like, what are they gonna do? What are they gonna do? She called the cops. The popo come. And they're talking to me and they're like, so what happened? Like, they already are taking it as a joke because it's a phone. So I'm like, look, someone stole my phone. You're not going to be able to find them. All I know is they had a jumpsuit. That's it. Like, I didn't see their face, anything. So my mom called you. I don't know why. You can't help me. And he's like, yeah, well, and he basically starts explaining why he can't help me, or why there's basically nothing you could do. So he's like, you want to make a report? And I'm like,
no, I'm good.
what are the, I don't know, like, it just made no sense for me to make a report. Like I said, it was a shitty ass phone. Whatever. Like, the point, my goal was to find him and fuck him up, or try to, or get my boyfriend to, but it didn't work out. So I'm just like, done with the whole situation. I'm like, whatever, I don't care about this. Like, Mr. Popo, you can't help me, so bye. Like, talk to my mom, and he's basically explaining to her too, like, you know, there's not too much we could do for a stolen phone, something, 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 whatever. And I'm like, whatever. And I call my school and I figure out about my final, blah. So that I stayed home from school that day because they told me I could retake it on another day, that I could come in on the retake day and take my final. Well, that was the end of that story. But later on, it started, like, it blew my mind, because later on, not later on, but like months later, I remember we were still living in that same location, and I was still going to the bus every day at the same bus stop or whatever. And I remember every person that looked almost like they had that stature, I'll be like, but the crazy thing is I never seen this person's face. Like, I could not see their face. I didn't see hairstyle, nothing. They had a hoodie on, so it's like, every tall skinny boy, I'm like, was it you? Oh, one day I was walking to one of the stores. It's like a little, like, bodega, like, you know, like corner store, convenience store around your house. So it was on that same street, and it was not late, but it was like, I think it was getting like chilly at that time, so it was like maybe around fall, so you know how it gets late a little bit earlier than normal. So I think it was like, it wasn't that late, it was probably like 5, 6, 7, and it was already getting a little dark, but it wasn't really dark. And I was walking to the store. Tell me why some boys were standing at that store, and one of them was like, hey, hey, hey. So I just was like, whatever. I kept going about my business, went in the store, got what I needed to get, and I was walking out. And I was with my younger brother at the time. And this boy Now, I don't know if it has to do with my phone or like it doesn't. I don't even know if this goes together, but I swear to God it does, because he was like, this boy was like, hey, here you go, and he was like putting his hand out. So I'm like, I turn around like, why is he talking to me still? Like, I'm just getting upset. Like, you know what I'm talking about, ladies. Y'all know what I'm talking about, when they just won't quit and they're just like, when someone keeps trying to talk to you, and you're just like, I'm trying to be nice, like, leave me alone. So he's like, here you go. So I turn around like, what can this boy possibly have for me? So I turn around, I'm like, what? And he's like, he goes, here you go, you need here's the phone. I look at him, and in my mind, automatically, I'm like, yo, is that my phone? First of all, it wasn't the kid that stole it. I know that because it was a short kid, and he like, that wasn't him, because he's like, that kid was like my height, and I would have caught up to his ass if I was running after him. He was short like me. So I'm like, I knew it wasn't him, so he must have bought it off the kid. Now, that phone, at that time when it got stolen, Galaxies wasn't even like, they were already a little old, you know? It wasn't that long ago that this happened, so they were already a little old. So the fact that you need to buy that phone off of some little ass kid that just stole it off of somebody, you're broke. So I'm just looking like, and I'm already done with the whole situation, you know? I wasn't even mad about it anymore. It was just like, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like, someone caught me slipping, they caught me slipping, whatever. So he's like, here you go, you need it? You need this phone? And he was like, kind of being smart about it. So I looked at him, and I'm like, now what the fuck would I need that for? And he was just like, I don't know. I was like, bye. Like, don't
say anything to me.
That's basically the story, the time that I chased down the guy that stole my phone. Yep, I don't think I would do that again. That took a lot of energy, and I was not dressed for it, so yeah. But yeah, that's basically it, you guys. So see you another time.